Can't get more on the money than that, time-wise. Your 30 seconds to check my hair is Helen for you for studio. Always good to check the hair is, the lockdown hair is sorted. Did you feel me? Wednesday, innit? I'm telling myself as much as I'm telling everybody else. It is Wednesday, and welcome to Le Facebook Live. Oh, Pooja. Oh, we got a new thing. Look, I can bring them on camera. That's a new update. Oh, let's pray that Heather comes on. Oh, do you think Heather will come on? Oh, that'd be awesome. This looks like a new thing's happening on Facebook. I can do a new thing. Can't do it anywhere else. Just me and thee, Pooja. Oh, stretch it out. Ooh, feel that clunk. How's your day been? Ooh, look, we got some messages. Kate. Then Kate gets in there straight that emoji. Boom, boom, boom. I've got layers on today. I've actually got my proper layers on. Don't it look all nice and look officials and stuff. Haha. Crucial conversations today. B Dum loves them. Pooja says she's busy. Her abs are killing. She is dying. Her abs be dying. Ooh. Heather, you just came at the right time for me to try something. Hi. Kate's eating her tea. Joe, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Joanna Sweeney. Happy birthday to you. Oh, Heather, I'm trying. Look, I'm trying to do something that we could not do. And I'm trying to do it right now. I hope you're dressed out there. I'm trying to add you on camera right now. So much fun. So much fun. Come on. We're in different parts of Leicester. We could do this by the power of technology. Ah, you're welcome, Joe. I mean, I wouldn't say thank you to that. That was not the best rendition of Happy Birthday you've probably had today. Stazzers. I need to spend most of this live poking Heather. It's going to be fun. Right. How crucial is a conversation? Let me explain, right? There is a terminology called, I'm just going to, excuse me while I just tear up my notes. See that? Ooh. Not that official. Right. Such a term is called a crucial conversation. Why, you might call, and what is it? I will explain what it is. A crucial conversation is a point of which two people come together to have a conversation. It's crucial. Job done. Oh, wait. Drop mic. Done. It was a little bit more complicated than that, to be fair. A crucial conversation is where two parties have an agenda that is probably not going to match, and both of them have something to risk in the relationship. So if you've ever had a work and or personal situation, or in fact, it's something I keep giving away coaching tips here, which is just a bad idea. However, you might have had this with your coach or with me. Who's here? Yep, some of you had that. So some of you had the crucial conversations with your coach or with me, whereby it's a point at which in time, and I think we've all had them, where maybe something needs to be addressed to allow some kind of movement forward. So let me explain what happens. And if you could take any relationship or friendship you've had, you might want to experience this as well, or have experienced it, or know what I mean. Oh, damn, I've got my book with me. Oh, that was a mistake. It's called Managing Conversations. And this text talks about where you can stay with somebody. Have you ever had one of those, I'll tell you what, have you ever had one of those friends? One of those friends where there's something that's probably really irritated you over a very long period of time, and you've never said anything, and then it gets to that point, right? It gets to the point, you just keep going. I'm just going to leave it. You know what? I'm just going to leave it. And it's called the Cozy Club. It's also a place in Leicester you can eat food, but it's actually a place so you've got a relationship with somebody. Hello, Jules. Hey, Avni. Hey, Bally. Oh, hey. And Sham. Ooh. Still going to keep poking her. There we are. We spend the whole of his life poking another coach. Poke. Whereby basically you stay in a cozy club with that individual, right? So with this individual, you stay cozy, right? So the relationship stays where neither one of you are addressing the elephant in the room, which is the tricky conversation, right? I'll get Heather to come on board so we can role play this. That's probably where Heather's like, I'm not accepting this. I'm not role playing on live Facebook. Come on, Heather, role play. Let's have a crucial conversation. Damn. But you can stay cozy with that person, right? You can stop it. You can continue not to address that needs sorting out, and that can be the same actually from a perspective of someone's journey when it comes to health and fitness, right? Actually, from a coaching perspective, somebody can come in and in the nicest possible way say everything that I would love to hear. Yes, Helen, I'm doing my food diet. Yes, I've trained 4 times a week. Yeah, I'm good. Heather, maybe we can go over this on at some point in the future. Still need to work on technology, Heather, between the two of us. I think I'm just going to buy you a new phone for Christmas. But as from a coaching perspective, you can stay cozy with the client, and client can stay cozy with the coach, as in they can keep saying what the coach wants to hear, and not necessarily change, as in mentally or physically. Individuals can stay the same, and it's all very nice. Like it's running along. There's no just like yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, me too. Yeah, oh good. Yeah, oh yeah, I've heard. Yeah, everyone's good. Yeah. And what the theory is behind this, and it works. I'm going to say it works. You can apply this. I'm using this as a coaching perspective with the client, but you can also use this in relationships as well. A relationship builds trust when there's fair feedback, right? So essentially, the better quality, right, of the feedback you can give into an individual, the more trust you can build. So let me use an example. So I'm going to say it again. So the better quality and amount, let's say quality and amount of feedback you give to someone in your life, the more trust you will build. Even when that feedback is a little bit honest. If you think about it. So let me use the same analogy. Same client going, oh yeah, it's good, yeah, it's going good. Good, yeah, it's good, it's good. Yeah, don't food diary. No, I mean I didn't lose weight. Oh no, I mean I trained 7 times. Actually I think it was 12 times. Okay, I'm good. Then some time to give some feedback, because again, as a coach, you're quite happy to let clients stay the same weight, or you can start to address something and say, oh, something, let's have a talk. Let's have a sit down and chat and see what's going on. Because it's time to have a crucial conversation and find out what's really happening. Because it can make the difference between one path of the journey and another. Remember what I said, it's the quality of the feedback. So if I'm using that analogy, house is like this. Yeah, it's a quality house. You can't just say, yes. Although I'm sure at sometimes, if anyone's had a crucial conversation with Mr. Hanny, I'm sure you probably actually had that as well. Let me just give you some feedback. I've had it as a client from Mr. Hanny, the crucial conversation. And I think if I think about your relationships as well, oh, if you had some of those moments, right? Oh, honest feedback, yikes. Right, but think about the 2 things I said before. So you could have a cozy relationship with an individual where you don't really let them know how you actually feel about them, as in that either let's talk about personal. So if someone's really irritating you, just for the sake of keeping the peace, I'm just going to leave it alone. Right? Really never get close to that person because there's no trust between the 2 of us. Or I can actually give them some quality feedback and let them know what it is that's actually annoying or irritating me. And then what happens when you do it, right? When you do it, actually the 2 of you eventually come close together, as long as you've not just done your moment. Equally though, if you think about a really good, so this works, this system works, right? So if you give high quality and high challenge, so you really challenge someone, on their behaviours or the things that irritate you. And then also, right, get this, in that crucial conversation, then follow up with high levels of support, you have the highest level of trust. See, I'm giving away a lot of the tips and the secrets, right? I'm not going to tell you everything. I'm not going to show you how it all lays out. I'm going to give you, it's a shame Helen wouldn't come on because I literally would role play it and you could see it. I'm not though, right? But this is the thing. The better quality the feedback, the higher the challenge level, the greater amount of trust you'll actually create with an individual, whether that's personal or professional, right? So yeah, I touched on it earlier. Why would you need to do it? Why? From a coaching perspective, if you cast any of you on here that are clients, that are members, that are watching, you will, and let me just reiterate, I've been a client before as a coach, so I know. Let me make it clear. I've said it on a live before. I lied as a client. There, I've said it. I feel like I'm like a Client Behaviours Anonymous. Hello, my name is Helen, and I lied to my coach quite a lot. Guess what though? I could get away with it because I wasn't putting weight on, so I lied. Consciously, I will also admit I consciously lied to my coach. This is the point we don't want him to join. And I was able to get on for a long time because we had a great relationship. It's quite cozy. It was cozy. It was a cozy club between him and I. How you doing? Yeah, I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm trying 5 times a week. Yeah, I'm eating M&Ms like they've falling from the sky and into my mouth. It's like it's a bit like Skittles. You know, the Skittles tablets you'd have. They're other candy, by the way, sweets. Where you touch stuff and it turns into Skittles. I was doing that with M&Ms. Like literally, I'd send him a photo of like 5 M&Ms. That was the first 5. But guess what though? He got to the point where he had to challenge me because it became obvious that something wasn't adding up. Because I was training like a woman on fire and not losing weight. So I had to come clean and go, well, I actually don't think it's... I didn't even tell him until I became a coach how much I used to push the boundaries. But he did have a crucial conversation with me, which is what the heck is going on, right? And what happened? I realised that I needed to trust him more and be entirely transparent about where I wants to get to, because equally this is quite the interesting thing about human behaviour, and interesting about my own human behaviour as well, is I remember being very, very frustrated that I wasn't hitting my target goal while eating M&Ms. I'd be like, I can't understand why this isn't happening. I've been a client, I know how it works. The thing is though, I know it's not for all clients, don't get me wrong, I know it's not every single client. I do know there's some kind of range in between where that is happening, and as a coach and having a coach, part of what you are what part of people are looking for is actually to be challenged. This is what's also interesting. Some people crave the crucial conversations because they're not having them with themselves. Fact. Like I wasn't, but when I actually have them with clients, they're kind of like, oh yeah. Heather's commenting, I would come and join you, but my phone is a toy phone. Yes, it really is. It's still got one of those plastic things that you kind of doesn't even have a bit to put the charge in. It's a true fact. So that's the thing. Sometimes, and I know, Alan, because again I've been a client, I played the game of waiting for that conversation for some time. I gave enough to him to think that no, yeah, I take on board what you're saying. Yeah, and then I can't stand Sam. I'm not losing weight. There's something wrong. What I put him through at that particular period of time. However, going back to the initial point before Heather interrupted me with a toy phone, it is actually, some of us deep down actually crave to be challenged in a very hard way, because it's actually what's happening. A crucial conversation. And this is the thing about crucial conversations, and you'll know this in your personal life as well, if you're or professional life. Certainly if maybe you've got someone you're working with who is I can't even use the word because I'm a lady, a difficult personality. And you know that, in fact, even maybe you're leading an example and you have to have a conversation. You know there's a risk. This is the thing about crucial conversations and why they have to happen is because, and if you sense this is what's interesting, if you sense some fear in having that conversation, it has to be had. Because why? Because in any crucial conversation that requires an outcome for both parties to be happy, there has to be a risk to the relationship. Think that one in. So for both, think of anything you've been in when you've been like, oh, I've got to say it. Why do you get scared? Because both of you are coming to a conversation where the outcome risks your relationship, or you perceive it may risk a long-term relationship. Ooh, it's a toughie. Heather's trying to convince us all she's got a decent phone because it's got a headphone jack. No, Heather. 1% charge and dies. That is not a phone. Why else? Guess what? If you're being coached, think how many people actually in your life challenge you hard. Really though, actually challenge you. Actually challenge your behaviours on accountability level, daily or weekly, or have that tough conversations. How many people in your life regularly do that? I would say mine now, more than one, at least 2 or 3. At the time though, I only had my coach Sam, of which I pushed the boundary of avoiding it because it was uncomfortable, because it was a risk, right? So that's why people need it, because guess what it does? What the risk of the relationship, right, is that, and this is where you're looking for, right? If you think about the reason why why would you have to have a crucial conversation? Yeah, because I've been a client, I understand how clients work, so sometimes I have to have them. Yes, because no one else will have this conversation. And mainly because if you think of any time you've had to have a conversation with somebody where there's high risk and you're scared of it, it's because you're looking for a behavioural change from that person and you're not sure how they're going to react when you ask for it. In any situation you've been in, be it personal, again, professional, or in your health and fitness journey, it comes a point where you're looking for it to create a behavioural change, either within yourself because you're seeking that conversation, or you're trying to elicit it from someone else. It's risk versus reward, right? The risk is the relationship you have, that individual you're trying to have a conversation with, and the reward is a change of behaviour that makes everyone happy. But this is the bit in the middle that's a bit uncomfortable. Now, we're going to how you have those crucial conversations. I think most of you are going to have to experience that with your coach. Well, actually, most of you already know why. The real question is, how often? Okay, let's ask the question. How often do I think somebody or myself requires a crucial conversation? Not all the time. Enough though to build the relationship with the individual you're seeking. So say it's a really heated one, right? Because I've had them. What if who's still on it? Oh yeah, I've had them. High risk, high reward. How often? I mean, if I was doing it every week at the minute, I think we'd all end up crying. So I don't. However, there comes a point, and if any of you've been on the end of my conversations where there's high risk, which actually I think all of you have, you know that it's a pre-frame as well. Yeah, I always let you guys know it's for a reason, it's for an outcome, and then I follow up on it once you've been agreed, right? So you think, again, if you're having a crucial conversation where you are looking for an outcome or change of behaviour, eventually you want to leave the conversation with both parties happy with the agreement that's been made or how it's going to move forward, and therefore it's a follow-up on that, right? So actually, if you think of where you would deploy this, you'd have the conversation and follow up on it. Thing is, we don't often take some time to stop and actually label these conversations out or recognise how important they are, because they are. Bally's like, looking forward to our one-to-one tomorrow. Think we need to have a crucial conversation. Let me just have a sip of this, Bally, where I consider. All signs point to yes. I've got a magic 8 ball. Yeah, that's on the cards. And the thing is, though, it's actually it works in all ways. It works in all relationships you've ever had, or friendships. There comes a point that for you to become stronger as a couple, even, or as friends, or as coach and client, those conversations have to be had. Now, why do I think they have to be had? Because I think I'm almost 3.5 years in. I want to round it up to 4. What it is, it's like human years and coach years. It's so different. It's like cat and dog years, different. I know, if I am honest, that as a fledgling coach, and even coaching in a business environment, on some occasions, I would say cozy. I would say cozy because client was happy, I was happy, client was kind of rolling along, not really rolling, kind of there or thereabouts. And then it comes down to it, and the client actually doesn't want to continue working with you, right? Because actually what they needed was the mindset challenge. What they needed and wanted underneath it was the crucial conversations, because the trust between both parties wasn't really there. The closeness between both parties wasn't really there. The hard, tough conversations hadn't been had with the high quality, high challenge feedback, right, from both sides, right? So that the trust between both parties did not exist. Now, is that hard or scary to have those conversations? Yes, for the reasons I've just said. It's high risk versus high reward. And if you are too scared of the conversation, guess what? It just doesn't get had, even though gut tells you. So this is the thing when I say, if you consider there's a conversation you have with somebody in your life right now, where you are nervous about it, it's the biggest indicator that it needs to happen. I call it gut coaching, actually. When Sam and I talk about it, it's coaching with your gut. It's like, you know, in your gut that a tricky and difficult conversation has to be had. You have to listen to it. And if you have a relationship in your life right now, you're like, I need to have that conversation, just know it somewhere inside you, then it needs to be had. I'm giving you the secrets of how to do it, because then you'll spot mine coming, even though Bally's like already said, oh, I'm ready. What I'm gonna do, Bally, I'm gonna have a meditation for 30 minutes before our one-to-one tomorrow. Get myself in the zone, sort of a centre of Zen, so we can get through it. And both leave with a happy decision that's been made. Okay, so let's recap. How crucial is a conversation? Well, it's called a crucial conversation. It is called a crucial conversation for a reason. It's crucial because it's usually at a fork in the road, or a decision or an impasse has been created between two parties, whether this is personal, professional, health and fitness, your journey, where there's come to an impasse, or something is not going in a direction that either party is happy about. You laugh now, Belly. I might just come around. Oh, I can't actually. I'm outside. I'm outside the dome. It's a point of which, as I talked about, the different types of relationships you can have with somebody when it comes to this, you can remain too cozy for too long. So you're in the cozy club where the quality of feedback is limited, right? So you're not really giving much feedback to the individual, or to whoever it is in life. You're not really telling them how you really feel, and you're only probably giving them positive stuff, positive feedback. Or you ever had it where you just like, tell them good things, keep telling them good things, even though really nothing's moving and nothing's changing, and I'm not getting what I want out of this relationship. I just keep saying good things to keep it nice and cozy. So we're in the cozy club together, hugs aplenty, we are good. And then I talked about the difference between that and how to build real trust in a relationship, and that's tackling the difficult conversations. Why? Because the higher the quality of the feedback and the higher the amount of challenge you put into that conversation, the greater amount of trust actually gets created between two people once the things have been said. Like, think about when you've ever done it, when you've plucked up the courage and really told someone how you feel without going, how much it changes the relationship between the two of you. It moves it forward, and you create a stronger trust and bond when you actually put the energy into giving the feedback, and actually, rather than saying all the good things, the positive things all the time, saying, okay, I need to let you know this is something we need to address, and this is how we need to look at it, and we need to sit down and discuss it today. That's it, Buddy. That's how you're gonna hear it tomorrow. Yeah, Buddy's like, we are going to discuss biscuits. It is a crucial conversation. I mean, I'm going to argue that it's custard creams all the way, and Buddy's going to tell me it's probably cookies or something else, digestives. Ooh, or rich tea. Don't ever argue rich tea with me, Buddy. We'll have a crucial conversation about how that is complete madness. However, why did I say so? I said, why does it need to be had? And I reminded everybody, sometimes people forget, that I have been a client, and I have pushed the boundaries of the Cozy Club with my coach. I have to do it like a naughty smile, like a naughty kid, like where I was quite happy staying in the Cozy Club because I wasn't really doing much, like gaining or losing weight, but still going, I don't know why I'm not losing weight, while brushing the crumbs of M&Ms from my mouth. Sam, I've no idea why I'm not losing weight. It's really confusing. I don't understand. I'm laughing at myself more than anything. And what had to happen, Sam had to have a crucial conversation with me because it became apparent that I was not really playing ball, for want of a better description. And why do we actually interesting? Why do we do it as human behaviour? It's interesting. I think there is some, for me, certainly some element of not childish, but maybe a little bit. I wanted to see how far I could push it, how far I could push the boundaries of still eating what I wanted, still losing weight, and not really coming clean about it. Except it was just going on too many weeks, and I couldn't really cover it for much longer. So it was going to have to happen. And that's an example where, as a coach, I've seen it. So I know sometimes it's going to have to be had, the conversation, because it had to be had with me. It's also about creating behavioural change. So again, in me, Sam needs to create the change of stop not telling me you're eating whole bags of M&Ms, you sending him photos of, I've still got that photo of like 4 M&Ms on a little rice cake. I'm laughing because I just know I just waxed quite a lot. But again, it's to creating a behavioural change. So why would Sam have to have that with me, or me have that with a client, to create a behavioural change? Where we say, okay, let's just admit that's going on, understand why, because there was a reason why it was happening at the time. It's the same with anybody else you've got in your life. But again, professional or personally, where you want to elicit some kind of change, you have to have the conversation, because it won't just happen overnight unless you give them quality and high challenge feedback without just verbally going for it, right? So it's risk versus reward. I love that term. Risk versus reward. You've got to risk a lot in that relationship, potentially. If you fear risking the relationship, it's worth the reward, because it's clearly not working, or something is not working in that relationship, or in terms of, say, for my example, I wasn't losing weight. It wasn't working. The risk versus reward was we had to have the conversation to get the reward of the coach seeing me start to lose weight and me getting back on my journey, rather than keep covering the fact I was eating the way I was, right? And how often? Not that often, right? If you're thinking about doing it, let it, like, have the conversation. And why, actually, because I didn't say this originally, why would you just have it and let it lie? Because it needs to let lie. Again, the idea of coming to this conversation is that both parties leave it with an agreement they're both happy with. So if Sam left the conversation with me and he was happy that I was going to do what I'd said, and I was happy to do that for him, then the next part is to follow up with it and ensure it's happening, not to come back the next week and elicit the same kind of challenging conversation again, because the idea is that you grow stronger together as a team, right? As a trust between two parties, that you then follow through what you've agreed and both parties agree it's realistic, right? If any of you've been coached by us, you know that's how we work. It's got to be realistic, and it's got to be something that you can stick to, and it has to be agreed. And that's part of what a crucial conversation is. Now, all of you clients, I've said before, all of you have had it, right? You've all had it. Now, if I think that they're not all the same level, by the way, I'll say this to you. Crucial conversations don't all have to be absolute howlers, right? There can be just even a simple one-to-one catch up like Buddy and I are going to have tomorrow. Can't wait. Where it's just an agreement's in place about what the next steps are forward, and me saying, okay, let's just sit down and get it sorted. Right? That isn't that, but I could easily say, thanks for sending your pictures, Bally. It's been really good. Yeah, you did workouts, right? Okay, good. Yeah. Oh, good. You're doing really well. Yeah. And that's not what Bally pays me for, or pays the studio, right? That's not what YouFit's about. That's not what accountability really is. Okay, because accountability is saying, actually, let's just get down into the nitty gritty of it. Let's find out what's going on. Bally loves it. That's why she's laughing. She loves it. Again, though, like I'll recap. Some people need and crave it, and are disappointed to some degree when they don't. And if they come back and say feedback as why they didn't progress in the journey as way they want, they will say it's because I didn't have that conversation, that I wasn't challenged. If I'd continued, I wonder if I'd gone the same way. If I continued to say I'm going to keep going, if I would have said actually Sam didn't challenge me at any point, that something wasn't quite going according to plan, I wonder how long I could have skated on that and then said it was down to not being challenged. It's interesting. I mean, nailing down why human behaviour we do it. I mean, I think it boils down to where someone is in that space in that particular time. I know, as I said before, I know I just wanted to push it. I just know I wanted to literally eat my M&Ms and win. And I was really confused about why I couldn't. It's a mystery. So that's me covered. Yes, I do. So Bally said, yes, I do. Yeah. How easy is it though, Bally, I think, to in any relationship to keep it cozy? Very easy. Bally's not going to trust me, and I won't trust Bally if I don't know that, if we don't have that conversation where we build on that and say, okay, this is what on the table, this is what we need to do, this is what we're here for, so let's get it done, as opposed to, yeah, that was nice. It's that language, it's that words thing again, isn't it? Yeah, everything's looking really good, Bally. Yeah, it's interesting. Right. I still can't bring. I'm going to try one more time, Heather, because there seems to be a new thing going on Facebook, which is very fascinating, and it appears to say I can bring people on camera, which is never done before, by the way. So I'm going to try one more time and see if it says adding. This is adding. And in a moment, it's going to come back with a notification. Coach Heather's phone is crap. It's still dialing up from the 90s. She needs to find her LAN cable to hook it into the phone. I can hear her from outside the dome. She's running around trying to find a cable now. Oh, connection failed. There we go. We knew it was going to happen. Never mind, Heather. I'll get you next time. We'll have a practice sometime. In the meantime, ooh, I don't know where tomorrow is. Ooh, I think tomorrow is Y's. Start with Y. Oh, these good ones this week. Kate's laughing. Yeah, Kate, could you hear her running for the dial-up as well? So Bally's saying, I trust you and I know you will challenge me. Yeah. I wondered, because I don't think how I would be if I didn't get challenged or didn't have that crucial conversation with Sam, or continue to have them. I wonder how Bally would have been people's journeys, as opposed to when then they're left to go through the whole process. Sam was here. Look, Sam came in. Shoot. Did anybody see him? He snuck in and snuck out. Oh, look at me. I think Sam and I could have another crucial conversation this evening. Bested. If anybody's ever heard Sam and I have a conversation, though, you'll know that we have crucial conversations frequently. And guess what, though? If there's anybody else on the planet, I don't know if I trust anyone more than Sam. Right, as a coach, as a client, Sam. Loads of people have heard our conversations, and they are crucial almost all the time, every single day. Again, I trust him. The high amount of trust we have between each other is incredible. And actually, if I look at this, and I've only come to this realization on this, by the way, if you look at this in practice, I've experienced it with my own coach, because and personally and professionally with him, because yes, while some people listen to the conversations like, wow, they are really challenging each other. Yeah, and we really challenge each other. We challenge each other high level challenges constantly. Like I said, I trust him like family, more like I trust him. He is literally my family because I trust him so much. Heather's still trying to argue. Let's go for let's hear your story, Heather. This is the excuse we talked about. This is a pre-lockdown phone. Lockdown didn't start in 1990, Heather. I didn't need technology before. Yes, you did. Everyone needs technology. We're not living with a cup and a string. By the way, full stop. By the way, what? Phone is plugged in, as I have no... See, I told you, she'd have no battery. She'd have got one of those phones where you charge it for 1 second and it dies. For Christmas, Heather, I'm going to get you a cup and a string, and it'll be more effective than your existing phone. And I'll just draw pictures on the cup, and that will be your internet. You just kind of turn it around. We'll have a crucial conversation about your phone, Heather. I think we just had it one way. Your phone needs work. Anyway, I'm to say this. This is the biggest irony, Heather. You could use the internet on your phone. You could order a new one, even in this environment. Unfortunately, you can't. So I'll have to draw it. I'll have to draw the internet on a cup for you. And then you can pretend order one. I entertain myself. So I'm not going to give you, I'm not going to give you the secrets of how to have these conversations. So there is a how in this process. But that would be giving away the key to Narnia. So I'm not. Just be known that if you work with a coach, that's what you work with. Somebody who knows how to do that. And gets the result, right? And that's the most important thing. So I will leave you all to your evenings, and Heather to desperately find a means to connect with the rest of the universe. In the meantime, any more comments and anything else, obviously let me know. So we got so tomorrow's your why, and then Friday is who moved my cheese, which couldn't be any more. I bet Bally's excited about this. Who moved my cheese can be more interesting in the current climate, even more. Remember I talked about this flaming 10 days ago, and here we are. So let's talk about who moved your cheese on Friday. I might even bring my dinner up and just sit and have my dinner while we talk through it, because Barry and I could probably have an entire conversation about this one. And anybody else, if you are a client, Sam has posted a link to get yourself a copy of the book before Friday. It's a very thin one. You might get it delivered by tomorrow and read tomorrow night if you get a chance, or download it on audiobook. And again, I don't know the guy who wrote it. I should turn myself off with that language. Dr. Spencer something. But until then, Heather is doing telegraphing. Heather says she's telegraphing for a message to you. I'm just going to check your smoke signals. Yeah, I can see the pigeon incoming. We're good. Right. See you later, Heather and everybody else, and I'll catch you tomorrow.